Okay, here's a really simple demonstration of the Oxend pan technique. There are so many ways to spatialize. I'll show you some more like ambisonic things, which I think are really useful. But I often think that when composing, you end up using a lot of different techniques because each technique allows you different types of effects and experiences. And the Oxsend pan technique is super basic. It can require more work than a lot of these other ones, but sometimes it is useful. So just to get set up here, I have a silly beat, set up something here. And for my outputs, instead of audio to master, I'm going to say audio to sends only. So now, if I press play, you're not going to hear anything. This volume meter doesn't really do anything anymore. And instead what I'm going to do is set it up so each aux send is a different output. So let's go here. I'm going to delete the effects that I have here. Aux return 1 will send to external output speaker number 1. Number 2 sends to external output speaker 2. And then I am just going to create 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have a total of 8 of these. Send them all to external out. 3. No, we don't want them all 3. Now we go through and just change each of these. Oops. So 7 and 8. So now this one sound, I can send it to any speaker I want, multiple at the same time. And this is, in a lot of ways, a lot more similar to the acousmatic technique, where you have one sound and a mixer, and each with faders, and each fader just sends that one sound to different speakers. And so you can actually create really complex movement by working this way. What I suggest doing is, taking some kind of MIDI controller and just like use your 8 knobs to your 8 speakers for these 8 sends, and just try moving sound around the room. It can be really expressive. I find it a lot more expressive than some of these more complex ambisonic techniques. And what I like about it is also you're not thinking visually. Ambisonic techniques, often you're like pointing to a thing where you're like, I wanted this part of the room, this part of the room, this part of the room. Here you're really just moving the sound in the room and experiencing it that way. So this is why I find this technique really useful sometimes. So I suggest playing around with the ambisonic, with the aux send technique for a little while if you can.